like to thank you all for coming to our production of Romeo and Juliet. This is Miss Ayers, the assistant director.
Please sit back and enjoy the show.
Thank you.
Papers, come and get your papers.
Two households, both alike in dignity. In fair Verona, where we lay our scene, from ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage. The which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend.
Georgia, on my word, will not carry coals.
No, for then we shall be colliers.
I strike quickly, being moved.
But thou art not quickly moved to strike.
A dog of the house of Montague moves me.
To move is to stir, and to stand is to be valiant. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runnest away.
A dog of that house shall move me to stand. I will take to the wall any man or maid of Montague's.
That shows thee a weak slave, for the weakest goes to the wall.
'Tis true, and therefore women, being the weaker vessels, ever thrust to the wall. Therefore I'll push Montague's men from the wall, and thrust his maids to the wall.
The quarrel is between our masters and us, their men.
'Tis all one. I will show myself the tyrant. When I fight with the men, I'll be cruel with the maids, and cut off their heads.
The heads of the maids?
Aye, the heads of the maids, or their maiden heads. Take no sense thou wilt.
They must take in sense to feel it.
Me they shall feel when I am able to stand, 'tis known that I am a pretty piece of flesh.
Draw thy tool. Here comes two of the house of Montague.
My naked weapon is out. Quarrel, I will back thee.
How? Turn thy back and run?
Fear me not.
No, marry, I fear thee.
Let us take the law of our sides. Let them begin.
I will frown as they pass by, and let them take it as they list.
Nay, as they pass by, I will bite my thumb to them, which is disgrace to them, if they dare it.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
Is the law of our sides if I say aye?
No.
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir? Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
If you do, sir, I serve a man as good as you.
No, better. Say better. Here comes one of my master's kinsmen.
Yes, better.
You lie!
Draw if you be men. Georgia, remember thy swashing blows.
Apart, fools! Now put up your weapons. You know not what you do.
What? Art thou drawn amongst these heartless hinds? Turn, Benvolio. Look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Now put up thy weapon, or manage to depart these men with me.
What? Drawn and talk of peace? I hate the word, as I hate hell, all Montagues, and thee. Have at thee, coward!
nephew. Will you buy when it began? Here were the servants of your adversary, and yours close fighting ere I did approach. I drew to part them. In the instant came the fiery Tybalt, with the sword prepared, which, as he breathed defiance unto mine ears, he swung about his head and cut the winds. As we were fighting, came on more and more, and fought on part and part, until the prince came and parted either part.
Oh, where is Romeo? Saw him you today? Right glad I am he was not at this fray.
Madam, an hour before the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east, a troubled mind took me to walk abroad, where, underneath a grove of sycamore, the westward route on the city's side, so early walking did I see your son. Pursuing my humor, not pursuing his, and gladly shunned who gladly fled from me.
Many a morning hath he there be seen, with tears augmented of fresh morning dew, away from light steals home my heavy son, and private in his chamber pens himself, jots up his windows, locks fair daylight out, and makes himself an artificial night. Black and portentous must his humor prove, unless good counsel it calls to do.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know him nor can learn of him.
Have you importuned him by any means?
Both by myself and many other true friends, but he, his own affections, counselor, is to himself, I will not say how true, but to himself so secret and so close. Could we but learn from whence the sorrows grows, we'd as willing give cure as no.
See where he comes, please you step aside. I'll know his grievance if we much denied.
I would thou wert so happy thought I stayed, and hear true shift from battle what's away.
Good morrow, cuz.
As the day so young.
But new struck 9.
Ay me, sad hours seem long. Was that my father that went hit so fast?
It was. Tell me, what sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that, which having doth make them short.
In love?
Out.
Of love?
Out of her favor, where I am in love.
Alas, that love so gentle in its view should be so tyrannous and rough in truth.
Alas, that love, whose view is muffled still, should without eyes see pathways to his will? Where shall we die? Oh me, what a fray was here. Yet, tell me not, for I have heard it all. Here's much to do with hate, but more with love. Oh, brawling love, or loving hate, or anything of nothing first creates. Farewell, my cuz.
Soft, I will go along. And if you leave me so, you do me wrong.
But I have lost myself. I am not here. This is not Romeo. He's some other where.
Tell me in sadness, who is it that you love?
What? Shall I groan and tell thee?
Groan I know, but sadly tell me who.
And sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I aim so near when I suppose you love.
Oh, teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes, examine other beauties.
Show me a lady who's passing fair. Not their beauty serve, but as a note, where I may read who passed that passing fair. Farewell, my cuz. Thou canst teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine of thine in debt.
But Montague is bound as well as I, and penalty alike, and I think 'tis not hard for men as old as we to keep the peace.
Of honorable ranking are you both, sir, and pity 'tis you lived at odds so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But saying o'er what I've said before, my child is yet a stranger in this world. She hath not seen the change of 14 years. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride ere we may think her right to be a bride.
Younger than she our happy mother's maid.
And those too early marred are those so early made. The world has swallowed all my hopes, but she's the hopeful lady of my earth. But woo her, gentle Paris. Get her heart. My will to consent is but a part. This night at my house I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I have invited many a guest. Those I love, and you among the store. One more most welcome makes my number more.
Nurse, where is
into an hour.
She's not 14.
And I'll lay 14 of my teeth, and yet to my teen let it be spoken, I have but 4. She's not 14. How long is it till I must die?
A fortnight and odd days.
Even or odd of all the days of the year. Come Lammas Eve at night, she shall be 14. Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, were of an age. Well, Susan is with God now. She was too good for me. But as I said, come Lammas Eve at night, she shall be 14. That shall she marry, I remembered well. For since that time it is 11 years. For then she could stand alone, nay by the rood. She could have run and waddled all about. For even the day before she fell and broke her brow. And then my husband, God be with his soul, was the merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face, thou wilt fall backward when thou hast more wet. Wilt thou not, Jewel? And by my holy dove, the pretty wench stinted and said, I, to see now how a jest should come about, I warn I should live 1,000 years. I never should forget it. Wilt thou not, Jewel, quoth he, it stinted and said I.
Enough of this. I pray thee hold thy peace.
Yes, madam. Yet I cannot choose but to laugh. To think it cried bitterly and said I? For it had upon its brow a bump as a big cockerel stone, a peerless knock, and it cried bitterly. Yea, quoth my husband, falls upon thy face, thou wilt fall backward when thou comest to age. Wilt thou not, Jewel? It stinted and said I.
Stint thou too, I pray thee, nurse. Say I.
Ah, peace I have done. God mark thee to his grace. Thou was the prettiest babe ever I nursed, and I might live to see thee married once I have my wish.
Mary, that Mary is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor I dream not of. In honor? Were not I that only nurse? I would have thought thou sucked wisdom from thy teat.
Well, think of marriage now. Here in Verona, ladies of esteem are already made mothers. Why, by my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus then, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks for your love.
A man, young lady, such a man. Why, he's a man of wax.
Verona's summer hath not such a flower.
Nay, he's a flower, in faith, a very flower.
What say you? Can you love this gentleman? This night we shall behold him at our feast. Read all the volume of young Paris' face and find delight but there with beauty's pen. Speak briefly. Can you like a Paris love?
I'll look to like, and if looking like you move, but no more deep line jot mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Madam, the guests are come, supper served up, you called, my young lady asked for, the nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence to wait, but I beseech you follow straight.
We follow thee. Juliet, the Countess stays.
Go, girls, seek happy nights into happy days.
What shall the speech be spoke for? Our excuse? Or shall we on without apology?
The date is out of such prolixity. Let them measure us by what they will. We'll measure to a measure, and then be gone.
Give me a light. I am not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead. So stakes me to the ground, I cannot move.
You are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar at them above a common bound.
I am too sword pierced with a shaft to soar with such light feathers. And so bound, I cannot bound a pitch above dull woe. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it should you burden love. Too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like a thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Give me a case to put my visage in. A visor for a visor. What care I, what curious eye doth court deformities? Here on the beetle brow shall blush for me.
Gentlemen, come knock and enter, and no sooner in but every man be taken to his lady.
A light for me. Let wanton's light of love tickle the senseless rushes with their heels. I'll be a candle holder, and look on. Game was never so fair, and I am done.
Tut! Come, we burn daylight home!
Nay, that is not so.
I mean, sir, in delay we waste our lights in vain, like lamps by day.
And we mean well in going to this mask. But 'tis no wick to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
And so did I!
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
And bid us sleep while they dream things true?
Oh! Then I see Queen Mab has been with you.
Ooh.
She is the fairy's midwife. And she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman. Drawn with a team of little atomies. Athwart men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes made of long spinner's legs. The cover of the wings of grasshoppers. Her traces of the smallest spider's web. Her collars of the moonshine's watery beams. Her whip of cricket's bone, the lash of film. Her wagoner, a small gray-coated gnat. Not half so big as a round little worm pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut, made by the joiner squirrel or old grub, time out of mind the fairies' coachmakers. And in this state she gallops, night by night, through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love. This is that very Mab that plats the manes of horses in the night and bakes the elf locks and fouls such as hairs, which once untangled must misfortune bodes. This is the hag, when maids lie on their backs, that presses them and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she!
Peace, Mercutio, peace! Thou talkest of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy.
Some consequence, and hanging in the stars, shall bitterly begin this fearful date. With this night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life, closed in my breast. But he that hath the steerage of my course, direct my sail. On, lusty gentlemen. what lady is that? Which doth enrich the hand of yonder knight?
I know not, sir.
Oh. She doth teach the torches to burn bright. Seems she hangs upon the cheek of night, like a rich jewel in Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for her, for use too dear. So shows a snowy dove trooping with crows, as yonder lady over her fellows shows. This measure done, I'll watch her place of stay. Touching hers, make blessed my rude hand. My heart, ever loved till now, or swear at sight. For I never saw true beauty until this night.
This buyer's voice should be a Montague. What? Dares the slave come hither, covered in an antic face, to fleer and scorn at our solemnity? Now, by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead, I hold it not a sin.
How now, cousin? Wherefore storm you so?
My uncle, 'tis a Montague, our foe, a villain, hither come this night to scorn in our solemnity.
And Romeo is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content thee, gentle cuz. Let him alone. Abase him like a portly gentleman. And to speak truth, Verona brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not spend the wealth of all this town here in my house to do him disparagement. Therefore be patient. Take no note of him. It is my will, the which if thou respect, show him fair presents, put off these frowns, and ill-beseeming semblance for a feast.
It fits when such a villain is a guest. I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured. What, good boy? Go to. You'll not endure him? Go to. God shall mend my soul. You will set mutiny among my guests. You will make Haku. You will be the man.
Why, uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to! Go to! You are a saucy boy! Is it so indeed? This trick may chance to scathe you. I know what you must contrary me. Marry, 'tis time, well said, my heart. You are a princox, go! Be quiet, for shame I'll make you quiet. Cheerly, my heart.
I will withdraw. But this intrusion shall now seeming sweet convert to bitter gall.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle fine is this. My lips, two blushing pilgrims ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much. Which mannerly devotion shows in this? For saints have hands, which pilgrims' hands do touch. And palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have saints not lips? And holy palmers too?
Aye, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Oh then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move. So grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, while my prayers effect I take. Thus from my lips, by thine my sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from my lips? Oh, trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again.
by the book. Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Mary Bachelor, her mother is the lady of the house. And a good lady, and a wise, and a virtuous. I nursed your daughter that you talked with all. I tell you, he that lay hold of her shall have the chinks.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear Count, my life is my foe's debt.
Come, let's away. The sport is at its best.
Aye, so I fear. The more is my unrest.
Nay, nay, gentlemen, prepare not to be gone. We have a trifling foolish banquet. Is it aimed so? Well then, I thank you, honest gentlemen. Good night. Come, let's to bed. By my fate waxes late. I'll to my rest.
Come hither, nurse. Who's yon gentleman? The son and heir of old Tiberio. What's he that now is going out the door? Marry, that I think the young Petruchio. What's he that stands there that would not dance? I know not. Go ask his name. He be married. My grave is like to be my wedding bed. His name is Romeo. And a Montague, the only son of your great enemy. My only love sprung from my only hate. Worldly sin unknown and known too late. Oh, prodigious birth of love it is to me that I must love a loathed enemy. What's this? What's this? A rhyme I learnt even now. One I dance withal.
Juliet!
Anon and on, come let's away. The strangers all are gone.
Romeo! My cousin Romeo! Romeo!
Romeo!
He is wise, and on my life hath stolen him home to bed.
He ran this way and left that orchard wall. Call, good Mercutio.
Nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo! Humors! Madman! Passion! Lover!
Romeo!
Appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. Speak but one rhyme, and I'm satisfied. Romeo!
He jested scars and never felt a wound. What salt? What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east. And Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief. That thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, for she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks. Yet, she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. Oh, I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. 'Tis for the fairest stars in all the heavens, having some business to entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes in heaven, through the airy region stream so bright, that birds would sing. Think it were not night. Oh, see how she leans her cheek upon her hand? Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Tommy.
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel. For thou art more glorious to this night, being over my head, as is a winged messenger of heaven, unto the upturned wandering eyes of mortals, as they lie back to gaze on him, when he bestrides the lazy pacing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air.
Oh, Romeo. Romeo. Wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father, and refuse thy name. For if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I will no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more? Or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is mine enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What is a Montague? 'Tis not hand, nor foot, nor leg, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be but some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose. By any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would. Were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name. And for thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized.
What man art thou that, thus be screened a knight, so stumblest upon my counsel?
By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am. For my name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance. Yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo? And a Montague?
Neither, fair saint, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death. Consider who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings that I overperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love can do, dares love attempt. Therefore thy kinsmen are no let to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eyes than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak, to hide me from their sight. And but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate, than death prorogued wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundest thou out this place?
By love, that first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes. I am no pilot, yet wert thou as far as that vast shore washed with the farthest sea, I would adventure for such merchandise.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek, for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke, but farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, that I will take thee at thy word. And yet, if thou swearest, thou may prove as false. Lovers' perjuries, they say, Jove laughs. Oh, gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkest more strange, I must confess. But that thou overheardest, ere I was ware, my true love's passion. Therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love, which the dark night hath so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I swear, with silver tips all these fruit tree tops.
Well, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon, which monthly changes in her circled orb, lest thy love prove likewise variable.
Then what shall I swear by?
Well, do not swear at all. Or, if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my adultery, and I'll believe thee.
If my heart's dear love.
Well, do not swear. Although I join thee, I have no joy of this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden. Too like the lightning which doth cease to be, ere one can say it lightens. Sweet good night. This bud of love by summer's ripening breath may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night, good night. As sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as that within my chest.
Or wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it. And yet, I would it were to give again.
And wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank and give it thee again. And yet, I wish before the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, and my love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu. Madam! I come anon! Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little. I will come again.
Oh, blessed, blessed night. I am afeard being a knight, that this is all but a dream. Too flattering sweet to be substantial.
Three words, dear Romeo, and then good night indeed. If thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow, by one that I'll procure to come to thee, and where and what time thou wilt perform the rite. And all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world. Madam! By I come. But if thou meanest not well, I do beseech thee. Madam! I come anon! To cease thy suit and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night. Romeo,
My sweet,
by what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
by the hour of 9.
Oh, I will not fail. 20 years till then. I forgot why I did call thee back.
Well, let me stay, till thou remembers it.
I shall forget again, remembering how I love thy company.
And I shall still stay, to have thee still forget, forgetting any other home but this.
'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone. And yet, no further than a wanton bird, and lets it hop a little from her hand, like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves, and with a silk thread plucks it back again, so loving jealous of his liberty.
I would, I were thy bird.
Sweet, so would I, but I would kill thee with much cherishing. Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow. That I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep, dwell upon mine eyes. Peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep in peace, so sweet to rest. Hence will I to my ghostly father's cell. His help to Crane, and my dear have to tell.
Bless you. These are December heads are soon to bid good morrow to that bed. Care keeps his watch in every old man's eye. This doth me assure thou art abroad within this temperature. Or if not, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
That last was true. A sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin, was thou with Rosalind?
With Rosalind? My ghostly father? No. I have forgot that name, and that name's woe.
That's my good son. But where hast thou been then?
I'll tell thee, ere thou ask it me again. I have been feasting with mine enemy, where on a sudden one hath wounded me. That's by me wounded. Both our enemies, and I help in holy physic lies. I bear no hatred, blessed man, for lo, my intercession likewise sets my foe.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Written confessions find but riddling strip.
Then plainly know my heart's dear love is set. I'm a fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on hers, as hers on mine, and all combined, save what thou must combine by holy marriage. When and where and how we met, we wooed and made exchange of vows. I'll tell thee as we pass. With this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy St. Francis! What it changes here is Rosalind that thou didst love so dear, so soon forsaken? Young men's love lies not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes. Jesús Maria, what a deal bright is this that have washed thy sallow cheeks for Rosalind? How much salt water thrown away in waste to season love that of it doth not taste? The sun not yet thy sides from heaven cleared. Thy old groans ring yet in mine ancient ears. Lo, here upon thy cheek the stain doth sit, of no tear that is not washed off yet. If e'er thou wast thyself, and these woes thine, thou and these woes were all for Rosaline. And what? Art thou changed? Pronounce the sentence then. Women may fall when there's no strength in men.
Thou chidest me oft for loving
For
Rosalind.
doting, not loving people mine.
And badest me bury love.
Not in a grave another ought to have.
She whom I love now, doth grace for grace, and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Come with me, young waver, in more respect, I'll thy assistant be. For this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household rancor to pure love.
Oh, let us hence. I stand on sudden haste.
Wisely and slowly, they stumble that run back.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight?
Not to his father's, I spoke with his man.
Why, that same pale, hard-hearted wench, that Rosalind, torments him so that he will sure run mad.
Tybalt, the kinsman of old Capulet, has sent a letter to his father's house.
A challenge on my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
He will answer the letter's master. How he dares being dared.
Alas, poor Romeo, he is already dead. Stabbed with a white wench's black eye. Shot through the ear with a love song. The very pit of his heart's cleft with the blind bowboy's butt shaft. And is he a man to encounter Tybalt?
Why, what is Tybalt?
More than Prince of Cats, I can tell you. Oh, he's the courageous captain of compliments. He fights as you sing Pruitt's song. Keeps time, distance, and proportion. Rest me his minimum rest. 1, 2, and the third in your bosom. The very butcher of a silk button. A duelist. A duelist. A gentleman of the first house. Of the first and second cause. Ah, the immortal pasado, the punto reverso, the eye.
The what?
By Jesu, a very good blade, a very tall man.
Here comes Romeo. Here comes Romeo.
Without his roe like a dried herring. Oh, flesh, flesh. How art thou fishify? Signor Romeo, bonjour. There's a French salutation to your French slop. You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night.
Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The slip, sir, the slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, good Mercutio, but my business is great. And in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy. And here's what we do.
A sail! A sail!
True, a shirt and a smock.
Peter. My fan, Peter.
Good, Peter, to hide her face, for her fan's the fairer of the two.
God ye good morrow, gentlemen.
God ye good den, fair gentlewoman.
Is it good den?
'Tis no less, I tell ye, for the body hand of the dial is now upon the prick of noon.
Out upon you, what a man are you?
One good woman, that God hath made himself to mar.
By my troth it is well said, for himself to mar, quoth I. Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
I can tell you, but young Romeo will be older when you have found him than he was when you sought him. I am the youngest of that name, for fault of a worse.
You say well.
Yea, is the worst well? Very well took in faith. Wisely, wisely.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
She will indict him to some supper.
Abide, abide, abide. So ho. Romeo, will you come to your father's? Will you dinner thither?
I will follow you.
Farewell, ancient lady. Farewell, lady, lady.
Marry farewell, I pray you, sir. What saucy merchant was this that was so full of his ropery?
One good nurse, who likes to hear himself talk, and will speak more in a minute than he will stand to in a month.
And now I speak anything against me, I'll take him down, and I'm relustrier than he is. 20 such jacks, on none of his flirt gills, on none of his skein mates. And now must stand by too, and suffer every knave to use me at his pleasure.
I saw no man use you at his pleasure, for if I had, my weapon would have been out, I warrant you.
Now, Forgot, I'm so vexed that every part about me quivers! Scurvy knave! Oh! Pray you, sir, a word. As I told you, my young lady bid me inquire you out. What she bid me say, I will keep to myself. But first, let me tell ye, if ye should lead her into fool's paradise, as they say, it were a very gross kind of behavior, as they say. For the gentlewoman is young, and therefore, if you should deal double with her, it is a very ill thing to be offered to any gentlewoman.
Good nurse, commend me to thy lady. I protest unto thee.
Good heart and high faith, I will tell her as much. Lord, Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
What wilt thou tell her? Thou dost not mark me.
I will tell her that you do protest, which as I take it is a gentlemanlike offer.
And bid her devise some means to shrift this afternoon. And there she shall, at Friar Lawrence's cell, be shrived and married. Here's for thy pains.
No, truly, sir, not a penny.
Go to, I say you shall.
This afternoon, sir. Well, she shall be there.
And stay, good nurse, behind the abbey wall. Farewell, be trusty, and I'll quit thy pains. Farewell, commend me to thy lady.
Now God in heaven bless thee! Peter,
Anon.
take my fan and go before. Apace! no, not he. Though his face be better than any man's, and yet his leg excels all men's, and for hands and a foot and a body, though they not be talked on, yet they are past compare. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. What? Have you dined at home?
No, no. But all this did I know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Oh, how my head aches! What a head have I! Oh, it beats as if it would fall into 20 pieces. Oh, my back! Oh, the other side! Oh, beshrew your very heart for sending me about to catch my death with this jaunting up and down.
Hi, Faith. I am sorry that thou art not well. Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet nurse. Tell me, what says my love?
Your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a kind, and a courteous, and a handsome, and virtuous. Where's your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliedest. Your love says, like an honest gentleman. Where is your mother?
Oh, God's lady dear, are you so hot? Mary, come up by trow. Is this the poultice for my aching bones? Henceforward do your message yourself.
You're such a coil. Come. What says my Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to church today? I have. Then hie you hence to Friar Lawrence's cell. There says a husband to make you a wife. Now comes the wanton blood upon thy cheeks, though being scarlet straight at any news. Go, hie you to the church. I must another way, to fetch a ladder by which your love must climb a bird's nest when it is dark. I am the drudge in toiling your delight, but ye shall bear the burden when it is night. Go out to him. He is hid at Lawrence's cell.
To high fortune. Honest nurse, farewell.
So smile the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours sorrow chide us not. Amen, amen. But come what sorrow can. It cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight. Do thou but close our hands with holy words, in love devouring death, do what he dare. It is enough. I may but call her mine. These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die, like fire and powder, which is the kiss consumed. The sweetest honey is loathsome in its own deliciousness, and in its taste confounds the appetite. Therefore love moderately, long love doth so. Here comes the lady towards my cell.
Good evening to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both.
As much to him, else this estate's too much.
Come, come, invitedly we shall make short work, for you shall not stay alone till Holy Church incorporate two in one.
With a man that hath a hair more or hair less in his beard than thou hast, thou wilt scorn with a man for cracking nuts, having no other reason but because thou hast hazel eyes. Would I but such an eye would spy out such a quarrel. Thy head is as full of quarrels as an egg is full of meat, and yet thy head hath been beaten as addle as an egg for quarreling. Thou hast quarreled with a man for coughing in the street, because he hath awakened thy dog that hath lain asleep in the sun. And yet thou wouldst tutor me from quarreling?
By my head, here come the Capulets.
By my heel, I care not. Follow me close, for I will speak with them. Gentlemen, good dim. A word with one of you. And but one word with one of us? Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow. You shall find me after that, sir, and you will give me occasion. Could you not take some occasion without giving? Mercutio, thou consortest with Romeo. Consort? What, dost thou make us minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us look to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance. Zounds, consort!
Gentlemen, we talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw to some private place and reason coolly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze upon us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure eye. Then peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man. But I'll be had, sir, if he wears your livery. Mary, go before to field. He'll be your follower. Your worship in that sense may call him man. Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the love I have for thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage. Such a greeting. Villain am I none. Therefore farewell. I see thou knowest me not.
Boy! This does not excuse the injury that thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw.
I do protest. I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the reason of my love. And so, good Capulet, which name I doth tender as dearly as mine own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm, dishonorable, vile submission! Tybalt! You rat catcher! Will you walk? What wouldst thou have with me? Good king of cats! Nothing but one of your 9 lives that I mean to make bold withal! And, as you shall use me hereafter, drive eat the rest of the 8! Will you pluck your weapon out of his pilcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be about your ears ere it be out! I am for you.
Good Mercutio, put thy weapon up.
Come, sir, your passado!
Beat down your weapons! Gentlemen, push back! The prince expressly hath forbade disbanding. Hold, Tybalt! Good Mercutio!
Run, Tybalt, run!
I am hurt. Is he gone and have nothing?
Art thou hurt?
Aye, a scratch, a scratch. Mary, 'tis enough. Where's my page? Go, villain, fetch a surgeon.
Courage, man. The hurt cannot be much.
No! 'Tis not so deep as a well, nor so wide as a church door, but 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I am peppered. I'm worn for this world. A plague about your houses! Zounds! A dog, a rat, a mouse, a cat to scratch a man to death! A braggart, a rogue, a villain that fights by the book of arithmetic. Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm.
I thought all was for the best.
Help me to some house in folio or I shall faint. A plague about your houses! They've made worms meat of me! I have it, and
Gentlemen, the prince's near ally, my very friend, hath got this mortal hurt in my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, and an hour hath been my kinsman. Oh, sweet Juliet, my beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper hath softened valor's steel.
Romeo. Brave Mercutio's dead. That gallant spirit had to send in the clouds, where it's too untimely here to scorn the earth.
This black day's fate on Moday's doth depend. This begins the woe, others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt back again.
Alive in triumph, and Mercutio slain. Away to heaven, respectability, and let fire-eyed fury be my conduct now. Tybalt, take back the villain that late thou gavest me. For Mercutio's soul is but a little ways above our head, staying for thine to keep him company. Either thou, or I, or both shall go with him.
The wretched boy that just consumed him here, show me them heads!
This shall determine that.
Georgia!
Come, anon, anon!
Romeo, away, be gone! Stand not amazed! The prince will do thee to death if thou art taken! Hence, be gone, away!
Oh, I am fortune's fool.
Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
Oh, noble prince. I can discover all. The unlucky man to this fatal brawl. Here lies the man slain by young Romeo, who slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Tybalt! My cousin! Oh, my brother's child! Oh, prince! Oh, husband! Oh, cousin! Oh, the blood is spilled on my dear kinsman! Prince, if thou art true, for blood of ours shed blood of Montague! Oh, cousin! Cousin!
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt here slain whom Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo could not take truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt, deaf to peace. But that he tilts with piercing steel at bold Mercutio's breast, who with one hand beats cold death aside, and with the other sends it back to Tybalt, whose dexterity retorts it. Envious thrust from Tybalt took the life of that Mercutio, and then Tybalt fled. But by and by came back to Romeo, who had newly entertained revenge. In truth, they went like lightning. Before I could draw to part them was stout Tybalt slain. And as he fell, did Romeo turn to fly. This is the truth to let Benvolio die.
Montague! Affection makes him false, I speak not true. I beg for justice which thou prince must give. Romeo slew Tybalt, Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew Tybalt. Tybalt slew Mercutio. Who now the price of this dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo, Prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His buck concludes what the law should end, for the life of Tybalt.
And for that offense, immediately do we exile him hence. I'll be deaf to pleading and excuses, therefore use none. Let Romeo hence in haste, else when he is found that ours is last. Bear hence his body and attend our will. Mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill.
Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, toward Phoebus' lodging. Such a wagon or a space you would whip
may trust the flattering truth of sleep. My dreams presage some joyful news at hand. My bosom's lord sits lightly at his throne, and all the while an unaccustomed spirit. News from Verona. How now, Balthazar? How fares my lady? Is my father well? How is my Juliet? This I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well and nothing can be ill. For I saw her body laid in Capulet's monument, and with her immortal part the angel lives. I saw her lay low in her country vault, and took presents to tell you. Pardon me for bringing such ill news, but you did leave it in my office to tell you.
Is it even so? Then I defy you, stars! Give me ink and paper, and hired post horses. I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, have patience. Look as wild and pale and do importance in misadventure.
Tut, thou art deceived. Now go, and do the things I bid thee do. Dost thou not have any letters to me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter. Be gone. And hire those horses. I will be with thee straight. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see. For means. Oh, mischief, thou art swift. To enter in the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary. Hereabouts he dwells, which late I noted. Noting this, to myself I said, if ever one in need of poison now, whose presence sailed death in Verona, here lives a cave wretch with Scylla. This same thought did but forerun my need, and this same needy man shall sell it me. If I do remember, this should be the place. Being holiday, the beggar's shop is shut. What ho, apothecary?
Who calls so loud?
Come hither, man. I see that thou art poor. Oh. There are 40 ducats. Let me have a dram of poison. Such soon speeding gear, that the life-weary taker may fall dead. And that the trunk be discharged of breath, as violently as hasty powder fired from the fatal cannon's wound.
Such mortal drugs I have, but Verona's law is death to any he that uttereth them.
Art thou so fair, and full of wretchedness, and fearest to die? The world affords no law to make thee rich. So be not poor. Break it, and take this.
Poverty, but not my will consents. I pay thy poverty, and not thy will. Take this liquid, and put it in anything you will, and drink it off. And if you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight.
There's thy gold. Farewell. Buy food, and get thyself in flesh. Come, cordial, and not poison. It's Juliet's grave, but there must I use thee.
Give me thy torch, boy, hence and stand aloof. Yet put it out, I will not be seen. Under yon yew tree lay thee all along, pointing thine ear close to the hollow ground, so shall no foot upon thy churchyard trim. Being loose, unfirm, with digging up of graves. If thou shalt hear something, whistle then to me, as here something doth approach. Give me those flowers, do as I bid thee, go.
I am almost afraid to stand here alone in the churchyard, yet I will adventure.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bread I strew, which with sweet water nightly I will do, or wanting that with tears distilled by moans. The obsequies that I for thee will keep shall be strew thy grave and weep. The boy gives warning something doth approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight, to cross my obsequies and true love's right? What? With the torch? Night, muffle me a while.
Oh, take this letter. Early in the morning, see thou deliver it to my lord and father. Give me the light. Upon thy life I charge thee, whatever thou hearest or seest, stand all aloof, and do not interrupt me in my course. Therefore, go hence. But if thou doth return to pry, of what I further shall intend to do, by heaven, I'll tear thee joint by joint, and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs. The time and my intents are savage wild, more fierce, and more inexorable far than nifty tigers, or the roaring sea.
Then I will be gone and not trouble you.
So thou shalt show me friendship. Take thou that. Live, and be prosperous. And farewell, good fellow.
For all the same, I will hide me hereabouts. This looks like you. Is intense, I find.
Thou detestable maw. Thou womb of death. Gorged with the dearest morsel of the earth. And in despite, I'll cram thee with more food.
Is this to banish haughty Montague? That murdered my love's cousin, which for grief it is supposed the fair creature died? And here to do some villainous shame to the dead bodies? I will apprehend him. Stop down, hollow toil, vile Montague! Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I will apprehend thee. Obey, and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed, and therefore came I hither. Good gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence, and leave me. Think upon these God. Let them affright thee. I beseech thee, youth. Put not another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone! By heaven, I love thee better than myself, for I come hither armed against myself. Stay not, be gone. Live, and hereafter say, a madman's fury bid thee run away.
I do not find thy conjuration, and apprehend thee a felon here.
Oh, wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy!
Ah! 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 thou be merciful. Open thy tomb. Lay me with Juliet.
In faith, I will. Let me peruse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, Noble County, Paris. What did my man say? As my betossed soul did not attend him as we rode. I think he said Paris should have married Juliet. Said he not so? Or did I dream it so? Or am I mad? Hearing him talk of Juliet. To think it was so. Oh, give me thy hand. One writ with me in sour misfortune's book. I'll bury thee in a triumphant grave. A grave? Oh no. A lantern slaughtered youth. There lies Juliet. And her beauty doth make this vault a feasting presence full of light. Death, lie thou there, by a dead man interred. How oft, when men advance the point of death, have they been merry, which their keepers call a lightning before death? Oh, how may I call this a lightning? For my love, my wife, death, that hath sucked the honey of thy breath, hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered, and beauty's ensign yet is crimson in thy lips, and in thy cheeks. And death's pale flag is not advanced there. Tybalt, liest thou there in thy bloody sheet? Oh, what more favor can I do to thee? Than with that hand that cut thy youth in twain, to sunder his that was thine enemy. Forgive me, cousin. Oh, dear Juliet. Why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that death is amorous, and that the lean, abhorred monster keeps thee here in the dark to be his paramour? For fear of that, I still will stay with thee, and never again from this palace of dim night depart again. Here will I remain, with worms that are thy chambermaids. Here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, oh you, the doors of breath, to seal with a righteous kiss the stateless bargain to engrossing death.
come, cordial. Thou desperate pilot, run out upon the dashing rocks. Thy seasick, weary bark. Here's to my love.
Oh, true. Apothecary.
Thy drugs are quick. Thus, with a kiss, I die.
St. Francis be my speed. How often I have my feet stumbled in graves. Who's there?
Oh, one, a friend that you know well.
Tell me good, my friend. What torch is yon that vainly lends its light to grubs and eyeless skulls, as I discern it burneth in the Capitol's monument?
It's one you love, one that you know well.
Who is it?
Romeo.
How long hath he been there?
A full half an hour.
Come with me to the vault.
I dare not! My master know, but I have gone hence and did menace with death if I should look on his intent.
Stay then. I'll go alone.
As I did sleep under yon yew tree, I dreamt a dream. That my master and another fought, and that my master slept.
Romeo? Alack, alack. What blood is this that stains the stony entrance of this sepulchre? What mean these bloody and matchless weapons that lie discolored in this place of peace? Romeo? Oh, pale. Who else? Paris too, and steeped in blood? What unkind hour is guilty of such lamentable chance? The lady stirs.
Comfortable friar. Where's my lord? I do remember well where I should be. And there I am. Where's my Romeo?
Lady, come from that nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict has thwarted our intent. Thy husband in thy bosom there lies dead. Paris too. Come, come. I'll dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Good Juliet, I dare no longer stay.
Then go. I will not wait. What's here? A cup closed in my true love's hand? Poison I see hath been his timeless end.
shall be pardoned and some punished. For never was there a tale of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.